you get these so-called financial experts out there, the people that have the radio shows or advertising all over the place that, slam them, and you add all the bias and misinformation. And is it any wonder why people don't want to buy annuities? When in reality, they're a pension, they're a personal pension. They provide you with guaranteed lifetime income if you choose that option. And no other financial instrument can do that other than Social Security. And if Social Security is not enough and you don't have a traditional pension, you need to create your own. Unless, of course, you're fabulously wealthy. Income tax rates maybe now are as low as they're ever going to be. They're going to have to go up. And so not only are income tax rates going to go up, but when you add required minimum distributions to your other sources of income, such as Social Security, people are going to be in higher tax brackets than they ever imagined. And so the government's looking at taking in a big windfall from the boomers. It's ironic that most financial advisors believe that the systematic withdrawal plan is the best retirement income plan for everybody, because many of these advisors don't like annuities or they don't really understand income planning. Again, they're the accumulation people. They help you get up the mountain. Well, at some point, you got to give the money back. I love what I do. I've got a Medicare card. I ride SEPTA for free. But I have no intention of retiring. I have so much to do, so much that I want to do. And I tell people I may start slowing down. I'm 80 or 85. One of my goals in life is to throw my leg over the top tube of my bicycle on my 100th birthday and go for a ride. It may not be a long ride, but I'm determined. And so here again, thinking long term, coming up with ways of seeing yourself able to do things and why, and making it part of your own personal mindset or cosmology, there's a lot of value to that. Again, 60% of your physical well-being is what you think about and believe, and 40% is what you put in your mouth. If you believe that, then you stand a chance. So it's a little known fact, but approximately 1/3 of all the student loan debt is owned by people who are over the age of 60. And it's not because they're going to college later in life, it's because, again, they've co-signed student loans. But Social Security for most boomers is going to cover maybe 40% of their retirement income needs. And so where's the rest come from? Well, there's a number of different sources. But when you're in that accumulation mindset, and if you have some type of financial advisor, wealth manager, whatever you want to call that individual, if you have someone, they generally have the accumulation mindset too. They're either actively or passively managing money, trying to get you up the mountain. And we've seen commercials about what's your number, or the rule of thumb that you need 80% of your retirement earnings to live on a retirement. Those are all worthless. You don't live on assets, you live on income. And so the idea is, as you are approaching a point in time where you intend to retire, you need to start figuring out where are all those sources of income going to come from. And there are many of them. So that's really, that whole idea of going from accumulation, going up the mountain, to getting down the other side safely, when how long you're going to live is an unknown. Taxes and inflation are unknown. You need to have more, not less, going for you. And most people don't even know what they don't know. So many people don't really plan for their retirement. And I'm not talking about the money. I'm just talking about, what are you going to do for 20 or 30 or 40 years? What are you going to do? Where are you going to be? How are you going to age? How are you going to actively involve yourself in living better longer, staying young in body and mind? Are you going to retire to something, or are you going to retire from something? The 3 phases of retirement are the go-go, the go-slow, and the no-go. And if you think about it, the go-go years are after you stop working. You're hale, you're hearty, you want to go you want to travel, take the cruises, play golf, see the grandkids, all that kind of thing. The go slow years are when your energy level starts to drop a little and you've done that and you're less into inconvenience than you used to be, and you kind of tend to stay a little closer to home. And so maybe your income needs are a little lower. And then the no-go years are the years when you're becoming frail, maybe some cognitive impairment setting in, healthcare costs become more of an issue. Perhaps you need some help with those activities of daily living. And, so that's a point in time late in life where income needs can spike up. I tend to take a far more holistic view of my reality than most people. I find that most people in this country look for singular causes and singular fixes for just about everything. And they operate in silos. I tend to look at everything 3D, full color, understanding that everything's interconnected, and that if you move one piece, everything shifts. And so when you think about it, in order to live better longer, you have to be looking at everything. And it's like the one thing that you overlook is going to be the Achilles heel. Murphy's Law will never be repealed. And if something can go wrong, it probably will. And so you got to really make sure you're lining everything up. And that's not just your money and your insurance and all that, but also, again, what you're going to do, how you're going to live, how you're going to take care of yourself so that you can do that. What are the ways that you can take care of your body and your mind so that they support you for a longer period of time? You've probably heard me say that my definition of a successful retirement is when you get to the end of a long life with your body, your mind, and your money all arriving at about the same time. If you are 50 pounds overweight and you smoke and you eat fast food and you drink Diet Coke and you don't exercise, then chances are pretty good you should claim Social Security at 62, because chances are you're a ticking time bomb and you're not going to bend the curve, the longevity curve. If you're like me and you had 3 grandparents live into their 90s and you have a healthy lifestyle, and I cycle and I do yoga and I go to the chiropractor and I eat healthy and drink purified water and, meditate and do all these things, and, basically have a belief system that I'm going to live to be at least 100, then I'm going to wait until I'm 70 to claim Social Security, because every year you wait, you get an 8% bump. And where else can you get an 8% yield? And you also get the cost of living increase. And so the amount of money that you get from Social Security, if you can wait to 70 versus 62, is huge. The industry has gradually over time started to introduce policies that are life insurance based, because life insurance in this country has been around for 150, 200 years. There's a lot of big, safe, strong companies that know how to price and underwrite life insurance. And so they have learned that they can combine life insurance with long-term care, or they can create life insurance where you can receive the death benefit if you need long-term care, in ways that they can appropriately price, where they can guarantee the cost, and that if you never need care, there's a death benefit. And so there's a lot of variations on the theme, and a number of the insurance companies are introducing new enhancements, new versions of policies, different premium payment structures, because this again is the wave of the future. And so these policies overcome the use it or lose it objection, and they overcome the, well, my rates can go up objection. They can sleep at night. They don't worry. They can go out and do what it was that they planned on doing when they retired. I smoked from 16 to 30s. And so I quit smoking on February 10th, 1992. I remember the day. I said, that's it, I'm done. And I went, back then you needed a prescription to get a Nicoderm patch. And 3 weeks later, I tore the patch off for the last time, and I never looked back. And then with all these years of cycling and the cardiovascular and respiratory, my respiratory system is better than most people who've never smoked. And part of it, again, is because of how I've lived, and part of it is because, my body's constantly regenerating. I'm going to be shooting the pilot for the new version of Live Better Longer. And I'm going to be bringing one of the guests that I had on my show before as my first guest, the new Live Better Longer with your host, Bill Borton.